Hey guys, it is Linda Anderson here from Linda Lou Creates. I am just checking on my computer to make sure I'm in the right position. I am. Good, good. Hey, hi. I wasn't planning to do a Facebook Live today. Just thought I would jump in here. My plans for this weekend changed, like I'm sure a lot of yours have too. So I thought I would try and do a Facebook Live for the next couple days. Let's try and have some happy things going on Facebook. If you hear a lot of noise in the background, you will know. As you know, lots of people are home now, so if you hear noise in the background, well, just ignore it. So anyway, today's going to be some Easter cards. So I want to start with this cute card using the cute set Welcome Easter. This one is found in the mini catalog. Now mind you, I always say that I'm a lazy stamper, and I am. Fussy cutting and coloring are kind of not my thing, but this one was just too cute. I just had to get this stamp set. So yeah, I just had to. So this was the first card I made. I'm going to make another one. I'm going to use the cute little lamb instead. And there is also the bunny rabbit in this stamp set too. So I've colored them with my Stampin' Blends, cut them out, and let's just go ahead and make a quick card. Okay, so to start off, I have a card base here. This is the Thick Whisper White. It's a top folding card, my favorite kind, 11, 4 1/4, and then the score line here is at 5 1/2. Okay, so let me go ahead and fold that. And my desk is an absolute mess, so I hope I can find everything. Then I have just from the Layering Circles dies, cut out with Whisper White, a circle, and then the black scallop circle. Like I said, my adorable little lamb, I have dimensionals on the back of him, and I have a couple dimensionals on the back of my circle as well. All right, so I decided I'm going to go with some of the new in colors, the ones for the next 2 years. So this one here is the Terracotta Tile. Sorry, I know I keep pushing things out of range. So what I thought I would do then is make one now with the Rococo Rose. So this is the DSP that comes 6x6. I love the gingham side. I'll tell you what, that's pretty much all I use is the gingham portion of it. So it measures 2x4. Okay. Then I have a piece of Rococo Rose cardstock. It's actually, believe it or not, 1/4 inch bigger. I usually only do mine 1/8 inch bigger. So yeah, different times, different things happening. So Linda's going to change as well. So let me go ahead and get a little adhesive on the back of that. Now I went ahead obviously and stamped in the Memento Tuxedo Black ink. This Happy Easter does come from that stamp set. So I went ahead and stamped that because I know when well, first of all, I always tell myself this way I can make, you don't have to sit there and watch me stamp. I feel like I'm kind of saving time by going ahead and doing it. The other thing is, you know, this is live, so 9 times out of 10, well, let me correct that. 10 times out of 10, I'm going to goof it up when it's live. So I'm like, why even bother? Just go ahead and have it ready to go. So, all right, here is my 2 circles that I already have adhered together. Put that down and then get the dimensionals off the back of my little lamb and get him put down. Okay, one more. And right down he goes. Okay, so I also have a bow that I already tied up, and I have it here. It's out of linen thread, and it's on a glue dot. Sorry about all that noise in the background. Again, like I said, lots of people home. And I'm just going to pop it right here on the edge. There's the front of my card. On the inside, again from that same stamp set, Welcome Easter, this cute little sweet friend. So, sweet friend, I'm wishing you a happy Easter. Now, I like to decorate the insides of my cards too, either with a stamped image or a piece of designer series paper. This happens to be 4 by 1/2 inch. It was just kind of a strip that was left over for me. So I'm going to go ahead and attach that. Okay. And I know it's smaller than the width-wise here, but I'm going to go ahead and just place it in here anyway. So there we go. All right. So used up a scrap, decorated the inside of my card, and now I have a sweet, sweet Easter card. So here are the two here. Yeah, let me know in the comments if you which color you like better, the Terracotta Tile or the Rococo Rose. It might also be the character you like too, whether you like the little chick or the lamb. So anyway, all right, so now let's go on to the next one. So here is the card. There is a little technique involved with this one. Let me bring in the stamp set that I've used here. So it is Easter Promise, another stamp set that's out of the mini catalog that's going on right now. I used this sprig here of the crocuses. Now my sentiment is from, let me bring it back in. I used this one again here, this Welcome Easter, to have a wonderful Easter right here. So that's what's on the front. So I wanted to keep this one fairly simple, but kind of fun by doing a technique on it. So let's get into what you're going to need here. So I'm going to pull in all of my stuff. All right. Now my card base. Like I say, my favorite is doing the top folding cards. So again, 11, 4 1/4, scored at 5 1/2. Now you'll see I've already stamped the sentiment on the inside. When I made my first card, my sentiment was off center. It was just kind of over a little to the left too much, that it really bothered me. So in order to help me out in that and to sort of center things back up again, I decided to add the cross then, that's in this stamp set. Now I'm using crushed curry. That's going to be one of the colors on the front of my card. So I am going to go ahead and stamp that right. And that kind of helps not make that sentiment on the inside look quite so off center. Okay, so that's a fun little trick there. So okay, let me get that out of the way. So I think I got ink on my fingers, so give me a second. Okay, now let me go ahead and fold this in half. Okay, so there's my card base, and the inside is already taken care of. Now on the front, I have a piece of the Thick Whisper White. This measures 5 by 3 3/4. I also have a piece of Smoky Slate. Now this time it's only 1/8 of an inch bigger, so we're talking 5 1/8. Okay, let me try that again. This is 3 7/8 by 5 1/8, this way. All right, so here on the white, I've already embossed it to save time, but what I did was, first I used an embossing buddy. Mine is very old, but it still works like a charm. So you're going to rub this all over the surface where you're going to do your embossing. It kind of helps with the static cling involved with embossing powder, and it doesn't allow it to stick to your card on places that you don't want it. So I stamped up the image, or inked it up rather, with my Versamark ink pad, and I stamped it along the bottom. I know you can't see it there. Sprinkled on my white embossing powder and heated it up with my heat tool. And again, you can't see it. Let me see if you might be able to, depending on the way the light's hitting it. All right, so what I'm going to do is a technique called Emboss Resist. So the area that has the white embossing powder on and has been embossed is going to resist any ink from it, coloring it up or anything. So the white will pop out. So what I'm going to start with, I want to kind of do a bit of an ombre effect, and I'm going to start with So Saffron as my first yellow. It's a softer, lighter yellow, so I'm just going to ink up. I just have a sponge here that I've cut out. Let me turn this to the side so you can see what I'm doing. I like to start off and just kind of with a circular motion start adding my ink. Now, I got to be honest with you, I'm kind of a heavy-handed when it comes to doing my sponging, so I'm trying real hard not to be quite so heavy and press so hard. So I'm just going to add this. I'm not going all the way to the top of the card, as you can see, maybe just 3/4 of the way, 2/3, and that's as far as I think I will go, because what I'm going to do next is pull out my crushed curry ink pad now. Now this one's a little darker, so I'm going to use a different portion of the sponge here. Okay, now this one I have to be real careful because it is dark, but I'm going to just kind of go over those flowers with that darker ink and really make them pop. Okay. There we go. Now I still have some of the So Saffron. I don't know if the camera's picking it up very well. What I'm actually going to do now is go back into my saffron ink on this side of the sponge and just sort of blend it. I have these two colors and I want to just make sure there's no harsh lines then. So, okay, there we go. I kind of like that. Now I have another side to my sponge here that is clean, has no ink on it. So because I forgot to grab a napkin or a paper towel, I want to just go and rub over that white embossing, and it cleans off any ink that might be on top of it, and it really makes it pop and really makes it nice and white and bright. So there we go. There is our Emboss Resist. Okay, so just let me close up my ink pads and get rid of this so I can show this off a little better. Now, oh, I have to wipe my hands off, so that's always the worst whenever you get to making something and you end up with ink on your project because you didn't wipe your hands off. Okay, so here we go. Where the embossing happened, it kind of can cause your cardstock to warp. So I am not afraid to put a little extra adhesive in that area, okay, just so that I know it's going to lay flat on my cardstock. Okay, so I'm bringing back in that piece of smoky slate that is just 1/8 of an inch bigger at 5 1/8 by 3 7/8, and there we go. All right, now, yes, I love dimensionals, and so I have a lot of them on the back there. So, yeah, if you're not big on dimensionals, close your eyes while I do this part. So, this is why I like the dimensionals. You can use every little bit and scrap that there is. So those edges of the pack of dimensionals, you can use them up. Let me show you what I mean. So everything that was along the edge here is on the back of my card. So let me go ahead and get this off. Let me see, any more? Nope, I think I got them all. Okay, so let's go ahead. I don't often do this. I don't usually pop my main image completely off of the card, but this time I thought it would be fun to do that. My sentiment, all I did was stamp it on the scrap piece of Whisper White and then just cut it down to size, and then I added these little banner cuts on either end. So let me get that. Of course, I have now the mini dimensionals back here. So let me get that off. And see, this is why I pre-stamp a lot of things, because I take up a lot of time getting my dimensional paper off. So let me go ahead and center this. Okay, so there we go. One more thing I want to do. I have the metallic pearls. I use these a lot. This time I'm just going to use the silver ones. And there's 3 little, I'm going to just openings, so to speak, here on these flowers. So let me grab a pearl and I'm just going to pop it right in there. 1, 2, and let's go for 3. Okay, so here is this Easter card. So we have 1, 2, and now 3 and 4. All right. Hey guys, thanks so much for hanging with me. I really appreciate it. And like I said, look for me tomorrow, probably around this time again. I'm thinking around 3 o'clock. But you know how that always changes. So much in life lately has been so uncertain, but I'm going to really try and stick to that schedule. So I want you to join me. Just relax, have some fun. Let's forget about what's happening out in the world. And yeah, let's just get together and have fun. All right. So thanks again so much and have a great day. Bye, guys.